College football rankings, it's a rite of passage. Each and every year, we find out who the top teams are, even though they haven't played yet, haven't seen a quarterback, the offensive line, or don't know much information about the squads. Why? Because in the NFL, we have beat writers that watch practice every single day. We have preseason games. We have guys with active social media accounts. In college football, it's a little bit different. Now, granted, the information highway, Joe, in college football is opening up more where teams actually have to start to put out injury reports, which you love to see, as opposed to the old, hey, wait a minute, I bet this football game, this kid's in sneakers, shorts, and a hoodie on the sideline. What actually happened there? Oh, he's suspended for the week. Don't worry about it. Oh, there goes your bet down the drain. So at least we get a little bit more information. But in the past, the poll used to be huge, Joe. And not because we cared about if Texas or Ohio State or Penn State was the best team. Like, if you were number one, you had an inside track on being in the mythical national championship game, as opposed to the team that might be better than you, that's ranked 17th, but could never get up in the top two spots because of how late they started in the poll to start the season. So give me your feelings here when the polls get released, what it used to be and what it is now for you.
Look at what it was last year, Donnie. It means absolutely nothing. Just listen. Look at what week 2 is going to look. Do you think this top 10 is going to be the same after week 0? Because Texas is playing, right? Ohio 1 and 2 are playing one another. You've got number 5 playing number 10. Notre Dame is playing Miami. This is all in week 0. Just by those results, when we head into week 1, this entire ranking, coaches poll included, is going to be thrown out the window, Donnie, because it's going to look totally different. Mix in one other upset in week 1, and your entire top 25 looks totally different. So no, it means absolutely nothing, especially since we all know if you're going to lose a game and you're Oregon, Clemson, Alabama, LSU, lose it early, because there's plenty enough opportunity for you to climb the board and make it into a playoff with this current format that they have.
Yeah, and also it's 12 teams, right? That expanded college football playoff, where it's not as devastating if you lose, because the topics that I'm talking about were, let's just go back to the early 2000s. Like, if you are the Texas Longhorns and you're ranked number 1, and I'm just going to scroll down to, let's just say, Texas Tech at 24. Well, Texas Tech is 0-0, so is Texas, but there's a big discrepancy. Both of these teams, let's just say Texas loses in the first 2 weeks, they drop down to like 9, whereas Texas Tech might be 7-0 after 7 weeks and be like, wait a second. We're 10th in the country. Texas has a loss. How'd they get back up to number 2? And that used to be a major factor in who makes the national championship game back in the day, even in the BCS era. But now you have a team like Texas Tech, who, again, I'm just using because they're ranked 24th, go, all right, we'll let things play out. All we have to do is really get into the top 12 at this point. 1 or 2 losses will probably hang out there. It's no big deal. But where you used to start was a monster factor on where you used to finish. But let's understand this. The coaches' polls are always going to come out on year to year because they're fun to talk about. But we have a couple discrepancies here, Joe, in that top 3. Texas is number 1, 28 first-place votes. Ohio State is number 2, 20 first-place votes. Penn State is number 3, 14 first-place votes. So we have a pretty tight and compact 1 through 3, Joe, with Texas, Ohio State, and Penn State. So I ask you this. Do you agree that Texas should be number 1? And also, where Ohio State and Penn State factor into this?
Well, the part of the process with the old BCS, too, Donnie, was there was a big issue with the fact that, all right, listen, I know I'm going to be top 3, top 4, top 5, right, in the poll. Okay. My out of conference schedule to start the year, I'm playing, I'm playing Marist. I'm playing Rutgers. But, I'm scheduling cupcakes because I want absolutely nothing to do with being upset early, right? Now, all of a sudden, it's changed. Look at the games we're getting in week 0. Look at what we're going to get the first couple of weeks of the season. All of those teams that you just mentioned in the top 3, 2 of those are going to play each other here during the season, Donnie, or they're going to play other teams in the division that are also somewhere listed in the top 25. So the scheduling alone has really worked into the favor of, hey, even if you are second or third to start the season, number 2, number 3, you're going to have plenty of opportunities for other teams to devour those guys in front of you if you lose, or behind you. You have multiple outs in order to be able to keep yourself within a top 10 and a shot at a playoff, no matter what happens in the first couple of weeks of the season.
Yeah, you take a look also at the top of the standings, or at least in the odds market. Texas at a
Mm.
6-1 price to win a national championship. Georgia plus 650. Ohio State plus 650. Penn State 7-1. There's Alabama from the SEC at 11-1. Same thing with Clemson and Oregon, and then a little bit of a drop off there to Notre Dame. If you say, Joe, I'm going to give you one free play on this season for you to pick a national championship winner, who is that team you're picking to win the national championship?
Well, it's kind of hard. I mean, everyone loves
Yeah,
Texas. Everyone loves
we
Ohio
do.
State. I mean,
Yep.
it's like, wow, going down the list here. But I would say until somebody beats them, Ohio State is still got to be considered the team to beat. Even at their lowest point last year, they got an issue in the quarterback room at Ohio State because, quite honestly, here we go. We have no idea who the quarterback is. A lot of changes at Ohio State. But I'm a big believer here that until somebody takes this team down before they play Michigan, by the way, because Michigan seems to have no problem beating them lately, I think Ohio State is should still be the odds-on favorite to win it all.
Yeah, and it should be fun to watch it play out. Get started week 0. That's August the 23rd. Joe, look at my calendar right now. It's August 5th. Before you know it, me and you handicapping these games on Fridays, getting you ready for the weekend card. Exciting times coming up. College football, the coaches poll is out. Of course, it's not going to stay the same even after week 0, week 1, and week number 2.
Well, let me
Those
ask you
people
this,
will be
Donnie.
changing up and
Let
down.
me ask you this. What happens if Ohio State beats Texas in week 0? Where does Texas go?
Yeah, what if they just flip-flop spot? Like they just go down one
That's what I-
spot, 2 spots, maybe? Do you know what I mean?
If that. Yes,
Like,
exactly.
you put them at 26, like they're out of the poll because they lost, a top 3 game. Like, no,
Exactly.
like they'll be right back in it and bounced up for it. And they'll certainly be. That's it.
Yep.
Sometimes you look at it and say there's moral victories. There's never a moral victory. Anybody who loses that game still getting a moral victory. What did you want them to do early in the season? Get up. The 2 top 5 teams playing it, getting after it here. It is the way it is at this point. We have a tweet yesterday, and we'll keep it in the college landscape here, college basketball. Pete Thamel tweeted out from the NCAA's Dan Gavitt, quote, expanding the tournament fields is no longer being contemplated for the 2026 men's and women's basketball championships. However, the committees will continue conversations on whether to recommend expanding to 72 or 76 teams in advance of the 2027 championships here. I want to start this because there's people out there that just hate change, no matter what the change is, even if it's better. Like they said, hey, Joe, I'm going to give you a $10,000 tax break. What? That's ridiculous. I never had a tax break. I don't want one. Stop the madness here. You're telling me that we have the majority of people going, thank God there's not 76 teams, man. We can't handle 76. Boy, I love 72. What's the difference?
Well, I mean, you have 363 schools that play Division I basketball, Donnie, right? So what are we increasing this to now? If you want, let's say, 25% of those teams, you're going to have 90 some odd teams playing for a national championship. And I don't know if are we hoping that a Cinderella pops out somewhere, because we know that's a farce, Donnie. We know Murray State is not running the table and beating the Dukes of the world. It's not going to happen. And I'm going to beat the Arizona. It's not going to happen. So what are we increasing this number for? It certainly isn't to give the little guy a chance to win a national championship. Instead of going to the NIT, we're going to put you in the tournament. You're not even good enough to win the NIT. So I don't understand it outside of money. I don't think it's because we're giving anybody a chance to run the table and win a national championship.
But that's really what it is. It's just about the money factor. But I do love the hill that people stand. Like, to me, again, I love the tournament the way it is. If 4 more teams got in, it doesn't bother me. If 4 more teams don't get in, I don't care as well. But the fact that there's people out there right now that love college basketball, like, if this tournament starts on that Monday instead of Tuesday, I'll never watch it ever again. Stop it. You will watch it and you will absolutely love it. It's not a big deal. So the people falling on their sword, like, we have to die on this hill where the NCAA can't have 4 more teams in to play 1 extra day on a Monday where nothing goes on. Stop it, people. Just embrace change. It's fun sometimes. Major League Baseball, it's on deck. It's the early line. Come on now.